Last year, I went on a trip to Laos for 2 weeks and I spent less than 500 US dollars for those whole 15 days. In this video, I'm gonna break it down to you from the accommodation, the transport, the meals, and everything else. A little bit of disclaimer though, the spendings are for inland, as in Laos only. That's not including the transport in and out. I personally took the slow boat from Thailand to get to Laos, and I left Laos in a bus to Da Nang, Vietnam. I also made a video of the slow boat trip from Chiang Rai, Thailand, all the way to Luang Prabang in Laos. So if you want to watch that video, I'll put it in the description below and also in the cards here. Anyway, without further ado, let's get down to business. I've already got my laptop here and I'm gonna read out the expenses. So if you've been thinking about traveling to Laos this year, make sure to watch this video to the end. I entered Laos on 23rd of September in a slow boat, and then I exited the country on 7th of October 2025 to Da Nang, Vietnam. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the accommodation, because that's really important. As you probably already know by now, I love staying in hostels, and in Laos, I stayed in hostels for all of my stays. Well, except for one time in Nong Khiaw, I was actually sleeping outside under stars. But other than that, yes, hostels all the way. My accommodation total is 1,691,000 kip, or around 80 US dollars. And my most expensive is the hostel in Luang Prabang. It's called the Jam Hostel. And it's for 142,000 kip, or about 7 US dollars per night. But it was like the Eat Hotel in Luang Prabang when I was there. And it comes with a really nice balcony overlooking the pool. It has a decent hotel style swimming pool. And they also prepare breakfast and really good tours. The cheapest hostel would be the Sabay Sabay in Vang Vieng, which is for only 95,000 Laotian kip, or around 4.5 US dollars. And it comes with breakfast and a swimming pool. Most of the hostels that I looked at anyway, in Laos, they have swimming pools. So it's really nice. I didn't expect that, because a lot of hostels that I stayed in Vietnam didn't really have pools, except for the one in Hoi An, I think. But in Luang Prabang and in Vang Vieng, a lot of them comes with swimming pools. So it's really great. My most favorite hostel would have to be the one in Luang Prabang, the Gem Hostel, with all those facilities. And also the receptionists are so nice, and I just met a lot of beautiful people there. Some I spent times together in Luang Prabang, and also some I went to Nong Khiaw with for the tour. I stayed for 5 nights there, and I could have done a lot more than that for sure. My food and drink total is 2,709,000 kip, or around 127 US dollars. I think I mostly ate local Laotian food, which I think is kind of similar to Thai food, but I feel like Thai food has more flavors into them, or like has more herbs added into their food. Not that Laotian food is bad. I just feel like in Thailand they are bolder. But anywho, my most expensive meal was the one in Vang Vieng for dinner for 134,000 kip, or about $6, at Happy Mango Thai restaurant, which is probably the busiest restaurant in Vang Vieng. I went there twice because it was just so good, but it's always crowded every night, so make sure that you go there early or be ready to queue. My cheapest meal would be the sandwich that Maya and I bought for dinner in Vientiane as a takeaway before we were heading out to the bus station to travel to Pakse. My favorite meal would have to be the dinner at the Happy Mango in Vang Vieng. I can't remember exactly what I had. I think it was rice with something sort of like tofu and vegetables, and they were lovely, and big portions as well. You know I love big portions. So that's for my meals. And for drinks, I feel like beers are also very cheap in Laos. And you know that soju is really cheap there. I bought a soju in Luang Prabang for only 46,000 Laotian kip, so that's about $2. That's half the price of what you would pay in Indonesia. I think that's even cheaper than in Thailand. Next would be transportation, but I have to admit that I didn't really spend much on transportation because I feel like Laos is very walkable. In Luang Prabang, I walked most of the times, same with Vang Vieng. I visited the temples in Vientiane on foot. I think the only times I use transportations is when I go on tours, and usually the transport is already included in the tour packages prices or is already arranged by the hostels or the tour guides. So that's pretty easy. But my total transportation cost in Laos is 758,000 kip or around $36. My most expensive would be the bus that Maya and I took from Vientiane to Pakse, which was 430,000 kip or about $20. But that was quite a long trip. That was, I think it was over 12 hours. So we left in the evening from Vientiane and we arrived in Pakse just before noon. And my cheapest transport would be the boat in Luang Prabang, which is 10,000 kip. This was an unexpected boat ride. It was only to cross from the main area to go to the other side where there's like temples. It was only like a couple of minutes because it was just crossing a river, that's it. Where I spent the most in Laos is for the activities. My total cost is 3,706,000 Laotian kip or around 174 US dollars. My most expensive is the paramotoring that I did in Vang Vieng for 1,200,000 kip or about $56. But it is one of the cheapest in the world. So if you want to do paramotoring, if you want to do a hot air balloon, you better do it in Vang Vieng, Laos. My cheapest would be the ticket to the Blue Lagoon 3 for only 20,000 kip or about $1. We had a good time there. We went swimming and it was actually nicer than I thought it would be because we went there after 3 days of rain in Vang Vieng. So I thought it was going to be brown, but the water was actually emerald green. So I was grateful for that. My favorite activity would be the Nong Khiaw overnight hike tour. It was just amazing. I just can't shut up about it. If there's only one thing you can do in Laos, this has to be it. Sleeping under the stars, watched the most gorgeous sunset I've ever seen in my life, and woke up to a beautiful sunrise. I actually had a video on Nong Khiaw, the overnight tour. I'll put it in the description below, so go watch that after this video. You are going to want to go for sure. And the last would be Miscellaneous. These are again other things that are not in the category of meals or transport or activities. My most expensive is a SIM card, a local SIM card that I bought in Luang Prabang. That's for 240,000 kip or about $11. But it was for, I think, 100 gigabytes, if I'm not mistaken. It was definitely a lot. I didn't finish it until the end of my trip. And although I stayed there for only 2 weeks, but I bought the one for 1 month. So the 100 gigabytes is for a month. But the reason I bought that is because I think the price difference, it's not very significant. So I decided to buy the 1 month package. My cheapest is a fridge magnet that I bought for my mom for 40,000 kip or about $2 in Luang Prabang. I just love buying fridge magnets for my mom. First of all, they don't take a lot of spaces in my luggage. And second of all, they're usually the cheapest option for souvenirs. And I think my mom loves them. My most worthy would be the sunglasses that I bought in Miniso in Luang Prabang. And that's for 135,000 kip or about $6. I bought it because I broke my sunglasses. I think it was at the waterfall in Luang Prabang. Although I accidentally left it in Pakse, so I don't have it anymore. I'm gonna need to buy another one. But yeah, it was really cute. So that's what I spent in Laos for 2 weeks. It sums up to 9,587,000 kip or around 450 US dollars. You know, personally, I think Laos is just so underrated. I can't believe so many people come to Southeast Asia and just skip Laos entirely. I think if you come here to Southeast Asia, Laos has to be on top of your list. I personally would love to go back one day to Laos, especially Vang Vieng, because there's just so much more that I want to do in Vang Vieng. And I feel like I could spend a week there and still has so much more to do. Although I would say in the city itself, in the city of Vang Vieng, there's not much to do other than walking around and eat. But once you take a tour or a motorbike or rent a motorbike and venture outside of the city, that's where everything is happening. The kayaking, the tubing, the paramotoring, the hot air balloon. the hiking to viewpoints. It was just amazing. But yeah, that is it for my video today. If you have any questions about expenses or activities or anything about Laos, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.